Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast Talking Titans. This will be our last show in New Jersey before we do a show in the state of Tennessee. That's going to be a blast, but we're going to dive into everything Titans, Jets, and more on this week's show. So let's rock and roll. Shane, start us up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
Levis towards the end zone. Got a man. Touchdown. Wow. And it's the fourth TD pass of the day in the debut of Will Levis.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. Sick! It's going to be sick.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another edition of the Sick Podcast Talking Titans. I'm joined, as always, by my two counterparts, Jarett and Vin. Boys, we're almost there. It is time to get into the nitty-gritty. But before we do, let's do a special shout-out to our sponsors. I will kick things off with DraftKings. Touchdown, Tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score a touchdown, ready to do a touchdown dance of your own. You can also get lines like the current one right now for the Titans to win. It is plus 150. If you want to bet the spread, you can give yourself 4 points with Tennessee. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That is code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only at DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
I think we should get the Furio soundbite where it says, bet what you had, not over.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be good.
How about that?
Throw that one in at the end. Good job, Sal. You redeemed yourself.
Thank you.
I'll give it a shot next week to see if I can match it.
Well, you can start by now. What you read for Homage.
Yeah, throw it up there, Captain Shane. Homage specializes in ultra comfy, high quality looks repping sports, pop culture, and more legendary moments. Learn more about Homage with the link in the description. Not rocking it right now, but we all have some Homage stuff. It is beyond comfortable. It is beyond everything you thought it would be. So use our link. Go buy some Titans gear.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into it today. Before we get into all of our coverage of this week's game, our matchup against the Jets, we like to bring some fans on and talk some Titans football, pick their brains about what they're thinking about the current situation that we are in. So let's bring a fan of the show on, Mr. Bam Rich. Bam, how are we doing tonight, my friend?
What's up, Bam?
Yo, what's good, man? How's everybody feeling? Everybody, man, thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it. I'm humble.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to meeting you this weekend. So let's ask you right off the bat.
Sir,
Obviously, absolutely. After a couple days have passed now since this loss, first off, what are your initial reactions to what you saw on Sunday, and where do you see us moving forward, and how do you see us moving forward, Will Levis? I know,
man.
Lay it on us.
Like, I think, and I know you can relate to this. Like the first half of the game, I was like, "Yo, we have finally." Like the Jefferson said, we finally got a piece of the pie. Like we made it to the East. Like we are here. Watching that game crumble reminded me how I felt when I left the stadium when Ryan Tannehill threw the 3 picks. I had that same sickness, man.
Where?
I had that same sickness, man. It's like, bro, and it's like, even when I woke up the next day, I was like, I tried to shake it off. I was still mad. I'm like, is it really? I think I would be more upset. I wouldn't be upset if they beat us offensively. I would have been upset if it would have been a gunfight, 24, whatever. But like, they didn't score nothing offensively. Like Levis gave up that game. I'm not even gonna say the game. I'm not even gonna say the team. Like, where am I with him? I can't lose hope in him right now because, first game, he's still trying to figure it out. New coach. I mean, it's a lot of things that you kind of got to try to give him, but it's like,
yeah,
that right there just kind of made me be like, now, bro, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, that kind of just made you like kind of side eye him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah,
moving forward with him, it's almost kind of like where I am with him is like, you know how like if you burn your hand on the kitchen, but you got to cook at some point in time, you're just real kind of like, you're extra careful when you go in the kitchen now. You're paying attention instead of just
absolutely.
You're paying attention when you go in. So with him, I feel like every time I see him throw the ball now or do something, I'm like,
man, we touched on that last podcast. We really did.
Yeah, man.
Every time Ryan Tannehill threw the ball, or any other quarterback that threw the ball prior to Ryan Tannehill, you always had that gut feeling. Was like, oh shit, is he throwing it to a defender? Is it going to be an interception? Is it going to be at the line? Anything? Now we were sitting on the couch watching that game, and you thought like, after going into the second half, you're like, where's this ball going? Is this going to be an interception? Because the field of the Titans game. You're up 17-0. I had a graphic on my phone. I didn't even tell these guys yet. I had a graphic on my phone that we were up 17-0, and I was going to show my wife. I'm so superstitious that I was like, you know what? The Titans they could possibly lose this game and do Titans things. I'm not going to show her this graphic and jinx it. I didn't show her the graphic, and they still fucking lost the game.
That's the crazy part. Like, can we get over the 17 hump? Like, Jesus Christ, God. Can we get over the 17 hump this year?
I don't even think Jesus Christ.
Sal, look, I sat in the car and did the same thing you did. I sat in the car and did the exact same thing, Sal. I was just like, bro, like,
that was one of the more that was one post game recap that I don't think I've ever gotten more people agreeing with things that I say than that time, and it's because like we all thought, we had such high expectations, and then it couldn't have gone worse. That was the worst way we could have gotten this season started, with an incredible potential historic defensive start, and then our guy who we thought was going to be the savior literally hand the game to the other team with a look at this.
Man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just think like us going, if we would have left out of there 1-0, that would have changed the whole trajectory of what everybody feels this week going into this game.
Yep.
Even if we got out of there sloppy, even if we got out if we got out by the skin of our teeth, it still would have been, we got momentum going in here. But the way that we lost is kind of got everybody like, man, all right, home opener. I'm excited to be back home. I'm excited to do this, but it's just kind of like I was looking at it like, man, we potentially could be 3-0 going into this with Green Bay, not having Jordan Love. And I know Denard is finna send the dogs at Malik. He's finna send the dogs to him.
He needs to send the dogs at Rodgers first before we get to Malik.
Yeah, his old ass.
Right, right. And I know he will, but it's just kind of like, just knowing that we didn't get beat offensively in that game. That's what I have a hard time. That's what I'm still struggling with. Normally, if we lose by Wednesday, Thursday, I'm cool. Monday and Tuesday, I'm kind of like, don't talk to me. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this week, that was hard to like stomach and get over.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. And first off, I'm sorry you had to witness that Ryan Tannehill game live, because that was really the death of that team, in my opinion. And that was the window officially closed for that era of Titans football to win.
Whoa.
I'm sorry you had to witness.
Night.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though, because Will Levis, if he doesn't lack one thing, it is confidence, because he doubled down on himself, which I respect. And so, you know what? I didn't lose any confidence. I didn't lose any sleep. But I know us four did. So let me ask you this. This week, what do you think their game plan will be offensively? Do you think they will let him sling it again at times, or do you think they're a little bit hesitant now and they're going to lean a little bit more on the run game, especially after seeing what San Francisco did to them, that Jets defense, even without Christian McCaffrey? So, how do you think
I'm gonna
we
be real with you,
attack
man.
defense
Um,
this week?
I don't. I think Brian's gonna be keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
I think Will is gonna have to earn his trust back. Now Brian has to do the political. He's got to do the political shit. He's got to do the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? To say to the media, but I think Will has to earn trust back with him as well too, because it's just kind of like, bro, that like you kept saying, you totally reverted back to everything. You reverted back to your own ways. So it's kind of like, what the hell was we doing in training camp for the last 6 months?
Yeah.
Bam, let me
You
ask
know what I'm saying?
what do you think? What was your biggest bright spot on the team? What was a player that you walked out, or at least walked out of that game and said to yourself, "Well, we could fall back on the potential production of this guy." What was the biggest thing you saw from someone? Maybe a surprise, at least.
Pollard was
Mhm.
a highlight. Um I still see Ridley being amazing because that dude, he's probably a step underneath Cheetah when it comes to speed.
Yeah, that's
If,
fair.
if not just as fast.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I still see that. I'm waiting, to get D Hop back in full. Tyler Boyd is just Mr. Clutch. He's going to be Mr. Clutch. So you see everything. I guess it's just putting it all together. But Tony Pollard really was like, okay, we're gonna be all right in this run game. We're gonna be all right. Like, we're gonna be all right, Jack. Like,
Mhm.
that was just hard, man. It's just even thinking about it, it was just hard, bro.
How do you
Now, y'all were talking about the Ryan Tannehill game. Let me tell y'all something. Man, that's the game Derek came back. So when they announced everything and everybody, bro, when they got to Derek, I don't know if y'all could hear it on the TV. Could y'all hear how loud it was?
Oh yeah.
When they Okay, listen, that building was literally shaking. That's how loud and just fearful. I mean, it was just like, bro, it was like being at WrestleMania times two. You know what I'm saying? That's how loud it was, bro. And it's like you just figured off sheer emotion, oh, we got this game. Like, we got this. Yeah, that was I don't
We
even want to
need
think
we
about
need
that. I
that
think sorry.
energy for sure on Sunday, though. Seriously, though, in Nashville with the vibe. But how do you think that the Jets are going to attack Will Levis to try to win this game? I mean, they saw what the Chicago Bears did to us by pressuring him, especially on the right hand side after Radunes went down. How do you see the Jets, actually going to try to win this game on defense? Because
They're gonna try to rattle him.
offensively, yeah, okay, go ahead.
They're gonna try to rattle him and make him more they see he's emotional and they see mentally he ain't all there yet. They're gonna try to get him off time, get him in his head, and rattle him to where he's not making good decisions. God forbid, which I pray is not, but the weather's supposed to be stupid. Get him doing stupid stuff with the ball. Try to make him play hero ball and get him out of his, make him be Will Levis. That's what they're going to try to make him do.
Yeah, I actually just I took an in-depth look at the weather report. Obviously, it's super early to tell, but from what I'm looking at, it looks like we're going to look at a possible 10% chance of rain by 1 p.m. on Sunday. So if that's the case, that'll be at least good to see, because as much as we'd like to get Rodgers in distress, we'd also like to keep ourselves a little dry during the game. If it means a win, I'll let it hail and
But you know
snow
what though? All
and
right, so check
anything
this
on
out.
me.
Today it was supposed to be stupid. Today, tomorrow, Saturday. It drizzled all day today. It just drizzled. I mean, and it was like
Yeah.
sporadically. So, I mean, I'm hoping for the best when it comes to that. But I mean, I pray that he really had to come to Jesus meeting with himself. I really, really do, man, because This team, if they pull it together, bro, there's no reason why this team can't be a playoff team. There's no
Absolutely.
reason.
Absolutely.
And a good
There's
one.
no
And one
reason
to be
why.
feared.
Exactly,
feared.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think this team would be the team that you don't want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially when they get hot. I mean, week one, we all overreacted. I mean, but that's just us Titan fans. We're scarred. We see the things that we got. We got all new Christmas toys. We wanted it to perform on the field on Sunday, and it didn't. The defense was there. It was just the game that was given away, and it can't happen again on Sunday.
Hey, let me ask y'all
forward.
this. And it's just me, just being curious. Do y'all think with this line, with the toys that we got now, do you feel like Ryan Tannehill could be successful in this system?
I think Ryan Tannehill's done. I think he's been a shell of himself since he got hurt. I think mentally he's scarred after the game you were at. I think he was a player who, if you surrounded him with a plethora of talent like we had when we went to that title game, prime Henry, young A.J. Brown, prime Jonnu Smith, Arthur Smith was in his bag calling plays that run. He was that kind of that quarterback where, okay, maybe he won't lose us the game and he could do good things when he has the talent around him, but he was never, ever, ever the kind of quarterback who was going to win you a game or put the team on his shoulders when there wasn't as much talent around him. And there's a reason why no one's picked him up. I think he's made his $100 or so million, and he's pretty content with life right now because supposedly Green Bay reached out to him because he knows Matt LaFleur a little bit from their small time together here in Tennessee. But, he hasn't signed anywhere yet, and I think there's a reason for that. So last week, I think we were so frustrated with Will Levis at the end of the game. We thought maybe, it would have been nice to see 17 again because maybe he wouldn't have lost that game. But I think his best days are behind him.
Yeah, definitely.
I was personally done. If you want my honest answer, Bam, I was done with him after we lost to Baltimore the year after we went to the AFC title game. When Baltimore beat us at home in the playoffs, I was like, you know what? I think we saw the best of Tannehill, and I think it's time to move on. So, I've been done with him, and, I think he's done as an NFL player.
Yeah, he don't care, man. That man out there catching fish with spears and shit, man.
Yeah, we'll be seeing him on. We'll be seeing him doing recaps with CBS Sports pretty soon.
What's that show where they be doing like the dumb stuff, like the wildest challenges and stuff? It's a show that come on USA, like Survivor or something like that.
Yeah, Survivor.
We're gonna be seeing him. Yeah.
Bam, before we let you go, man, I know you're having a party a little bit after ours that we're going to try to sneak over to and see what's up with over there. Why don't you plug that so everybody knows where to come hang out on Saturday night?
Yeah. Saturday night we at Bourbon Street Boogie and Blues Bar. I'm definitely coming to y'all's. I'm gonna be there. I got y'all the table if y'all can make it down. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all VIP access, whatever.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate
but
it.
for sure, it's all love, bro. Bourbon Street is like 220 Printers Alley. We start at 10. We there to 2. You ain't got to stay all night, but we vibe all night. I mean, best
I'll be
music,
out all night.
food.
I don't know about these two. I don't know if these two will be with me, but
Whoa.
Jarett, Jarrett's a little younger than us. Jarrett's got 3 kids. I got a kid on the way, so we're just at different points.
Yeah, I'm about a stone's skip younger than Vin.
The
That's
music
about
goes,
it.
the
He
feet
acts
go,
like
bro.
he's 15 years older than me. He's like 2 years older than me. That's besides the point. What
We
are you now, Vin?
will definitely be.
Oh no, Vin. No, you're what? 33 now?
I'll be 33 on Monday.
You're not even 33
Well,
yet.
come on,
Celebrating
man.
Vinny's birthday
31.
this
Less
weekend.
than
You still-
2 years.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
celebrate your birthday, bro. You're coming to the show. I'm getting you a shot. We're doing this. Yeah, I don't care nothing about
I'll
nothing.
be there.
You're getting a shot.
I'm not gonna be there till 2 in the morning, but I'll be there.
That's what
That's
I
fine.
said. Maybe we're gonna get where he's gonna be out till 2 in the
Hey,
morning.
me
Don't
and
listen
Sal
to him.
gonna hook up either which way it goes, Sal. Well, you know what it is.
Absolutely. Bam, it was a pleasure having you on. We'll definitely have on
Man,
again
thank
at some
y'all,
point.
man.
Appreciate it,
And,
man.
we'll
Thank y'all so much.
We'll see you in a couple
Yeah,
days,
for sure.
brother.
For sure, man.
All right,
Okay,
man.
All
buddy.
right.
See you this weekend.
All right, that was Bam Rich joining us. Fan of the show. We're a fan of his. Can't wait to link up and shoot the shit in a few days. So that's going to be great. But let's move on now to our matchup with the Jets, guys. You guys did a little guest spot with a fellow Jets podcast, and you guys apparently were told a few things that maybe would make you feel a little bit better. I'm all ears because I got to be honest, I'm getting real nervous because I don't like this matchup at all for us. So please enlighten me.
I mean, the Jets Afterburner podcast, they invited us on, all of us on. You couldn't make this work, so me and Vinny stepped in. And the Jet fans, Liam and Dan, they were not very optimistic on their offense. They have a very inexperienced offensive line. They did not play with each other this whole offseason. It was their first game, even in the preseason. They have Tyron Smith, who has not played a full season since 2015. They have two players. I'm not too sure what their names are, guys. I'm not a Jet fan. So two guys that came up from the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, they never played on the Jets offensive line. They have the rookie from USC or whatever it was, Viega. What's his name? Vin? Whatever his name is. He has back-to-back AC. He's coming off back-to-back ACL injuries. So they haven't played a whole lot. And neither has Rodgers because he's coming off his Achilles. So the fans, Liam and Dan, were very not optimistic about the offensive line. They thought that we were going to pressure Rodgers, like we've been saying, to win this game. You have to pressure Rodgers, get in his face, make him get out of the pocket a little bit, and sack him. And they're also worried about their defense. You want to touch on their defense, Finn? Because they were worried about that run game.
Yeah,
They ran all over them.
They and it's a shame that we had to cut it a little short to do our show because I really wanted to ask how they felt about Robert Saleh as their head coach because I saw a stat today that he's had more double-digit losses than he's had double-digit wins since he's been head coach of that team. But yeah, they're a bit concerned with that. I know they're a little banged up. We know that San Francisco is a juggernaut. They're that system that Kyle Shanahan runs. It almost seems like you could plug and play any running back, any quarterback, not to take anything away from Brock Purdy. He's established himself in this league, nor their backup running back Mason. But that system, is just flawless, it seems to me. It's only a matter of time before I feel like they finally win one. But they're a bit concerned with their defense, especially because now they feel like there's a formula, and it's a copycat league. And I think they saw what Tony Pollard did last week when he was given the opportunity. And we know how we feel about not only him, but Tajay Spears as well. So they're a bit concerned that we're going to take a page from the Niners playbook and just run it down their throats. Because that's what I said our game plan should be. And they both shook their head, yes, that we're going to run down their throats and kind of do everything off of the run. I think they take the game out of Will Levis's hands. One, because maybe they're a bit apprehensive now that he might try to do too much, especially to make up for what he did last week. And two, you don't want his confidence to be completely tarnished if he fails again. So I think they, run the ball early and often and do everything based off the run. So, yeah, they seemed a bit concerned all over. They even had one of their guys on their show predicting a loss. So as much confidence as us three may lack in this team at times, I'll never really pick them to lose. But I think they're a bit scarred like we are.
They should be way more scarred than us.
Especially because we're from this area too, so we know a lot of Jets fans, and we know that we've been to a lot of their games, especially they play the Titans often. That's where us three really met, and they're just as scarred as we are, if not more. We've had more recent success than they have, but they didn't seem all that confident, and their current team at the moment.
Yeah, they're probably one of the most pessimistic fan bases in the league, and they have a real reason to be so because they can't find themselves a quarterback. They've been searching for almost 60 years now? Almost 60 years, and they have not been able to find a franchise quarterback. I don't want to hear about Vinny Testaverde or Chad Pennington or Mark Sanchez. None of them were franchise quarterbacks. They've been looking for one for 60 years. Obviously, that's a real reason to be pessimistic about any season, even if you got one of the top 5 guys under center. So we'll see how things go. I'll say this before we do our picks, guys, to paint you a real beautiful, awesome picture, okay? The Colts are in Green Bay. That's likely going to be a win for the Colts, but guess what? They lost like us. The Jacksonville Jaguars are playing the Browns, who got their backs against the wall. Even if the Jags win, they're going to have one win. If we could squeak out a win, boys, and be 1-1, then we'll have the pleasure of watching that Sunday night game, Texans Bears, where we can actually root for Caleb Williams to bounce back and beat CJ Stroud, which is never going to happen. But it's going to be fun to dream that there's a possibility if we walk out of here with a win on Sunday, we could be tied for first place in the division. So that is the grass couldn't be any greener on the other side, and hopefully we get to cross that fence and get to the other side. But let's get into our picks. Vin, you can start us off, my friend.
Do we have the graphic for it?
It's time for Sick Picks. Brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Oh, that graphic, yes.
Yeah. All right. We'll get it next time, just like the DraftKings read.
That was excellent this time. Don't do that.
Don't sell dope then, Frank. What movie?
Don't what? I didn't hear you.
Don't sell dope then, Frank. American, come on, American Gangster.
Oh, I'm not as big on that movie. I know it's great. I just haven't seen it as much as most.
Phenomenal. Anyways, we are going to roll with our 3-team parlay. I have if anyone has their DraftKings app up now so they can get the odds on it, I have the Titans +4. They are at home against the New York Jets. I personally think the Titans win this game outright. I have the Los Angeles Chargers giving 6 in Carolina. Usually I don't like to bet a team on the road that's traveling cross country, giving a touchdown nonetheless.
Now they're only giving 4.5, by the way.
Who?
LA's giving Carolina 4.5 now.
Okay, spread must have went down. I think Jim Harbaugh is or John Harbaugh, whichever one he is one of the best coaches in all of football. I think he's proved it over the last 10, 15 years. I think that the Carolina Panthers are just an atrocity. I think they got the Bryce Young pick wrong. I think they're going to be picking very high in this draft, and they got embarrassed last week. I will give the points with the Chargers. And then I'm going to roll with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting 7.5 in Detroit. I think Baker
Broncos, Denver. Oh, no, yeah. No, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself.
It wasn't my bad. I like the Bucks getting 7.5 in Detroit. I think this Bucks team, Baker Mayfield, good for him, resurrected his career after how it ended in Cleveland, which it really wasn't his fault. What happened in Carolina happened in Carolina. They're a joke of a franchise. The Rams picked him up. They plugged and played him that one game where he didn't know the playbook at all. He won them that game, and then he got a 1-year deal with the Bucs, proved himself worthy, got a nice extension. And they got weapons out the wazoo. They got Mike Evans, they got Godwin. I like the Bucs a lot. I think they're a well-coached team. I think Baker doesn't get enough credit. Give me the 7.5 in Detroit. That is my 3-team parlay. I'm not exactly sure what that pays. We deserve to be talking about those Bucs more than those Tennessee Titans, if you ask me, young Salvatore. But speaking of those Titans, I will pick the Titans to win 21-17. I think we get over that 17-point hump. I think we win this game outright. And if we don't, pack it in, fellas, because the season could be over before it got started.
Oh, it's over. I think it's over if we lose. I'm sorry.
So you got to go on a run. It's still early, but to top things off, I'm going with a 3-team parlay. It's +573. I know the odds on my parlay. So if you put $100 down, you're going to win $673. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers against the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm taking the 5 points that San Francisco's laying. The Buccaneers +7.5 at Detroit. I'm all over that because I think the Buccaneers are a fantastic team. Don't say anything about the Detroit Lions, but I think they cover the spread here. Detroit may win, the Bucs cover. And then again, Pittsburgh, I think they're going to get all over Bo Nix. I don't care if it's in Denver or not. I'm taking them -2.5, and that is 3 teams: Bucs +7.5, 49ers -5, Steelers -2.5, and that'll get you +573. My score prediction for this game, I'm going to disagree with Vinny on that. I don't think the Titans are going to get over the 17-point hump. I think the Titans are winning this game 17-16 in Nashville.
God bless. I hope so. I'm starting things off with the Colts. Get, only only -3.5 against the fucking Malik Willis led Packers. That's confirmed, right? He's playing Malik.
Yeah.
Okay, that is insane. I would put the house on Indy -3.5 on the road. I don't know how that's possible.
Whose house? The one that you Buddy's house?
Yeah, the one I don't fucking have yet, Vin. Thank you very much. Appreciate you letting everybody know. All right, let's go with the Bengals +6 in Kansas City. Take that all day. I mean, that's going to be a war. You got to think Joe Burrow is going to be like, all right, it's time to start moving.
You would think.
The world is selling the fucking Bengals like they're an absolute atrocity, which makes no sense to me. This game is going to be an absolute top 5 game of the year, I think. And I don't see how they don't lose by less than 6. And lastly, I'm going with the Saints +6.5 against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is going to win that game, but I don't see it being a blowout, and Vegas kind of thinks it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be close.
It's in Dallas?
What?
It's in Dallas?
It's in Dallas. I think Derek Carr is still formidable enough to keep that a game till the end. And now let's go into my score predictions. I have the Titans scoring 20. I have the Jets scoring 17. That's my prayer. I hope it's answered.
That's all our prayers.
Not to talk much about other teams, but Sal, you talked about the Bengals, man. I think might be something wrong with Joe Burrow and his hand, man. I know they alluded to it in the media this week. They start off slow, but I would feel really bad if they ruined that poor kid before, it seemed like he even got started in his career. He's on 2 of my fantasy teams, and it was sad to watch last week.
Well, I mean, even Joe Burrow with half a hand is better than probably about 25 to 30% of the quarterbacks in the league. So I think they'll be okay. But, yeah, I don't know. It was rough. It was weird. I watched the highlights of that game. None of it really made sense. He didn't look like himself. But, again, I think they're still going to be in the mix.
Week 1's a goofy week. We know that. But we talked about it on the Jets show. There's only 17 games. So I don't want to hear about it's one game. It's one game. They all mean,
it could be one game, but it has to be one game. Let's start the season Sunday.
This is a conference game now. It's not the Bears no more. This is a conference game.
Yep, absolutely. Wheels up. That's it.
Yep.
All right, guys. So that's going to do it for us tonight. All right. Next time you see us on whatever platform you're listening or watching, we will be in the Volunteer State, and it's going to be a hell of a fucking good time. Again, guys, if you don't know already, if you're around Saturday night, you can find the 3 of us and our crew, including Mr. Teron Davenport, who will be joining us on the show for that show at the DraftKings Sports Social. Let me give you the address of that in case you did not know. We have the graphic because Shane is elite at what he does. It is going to be at 120 2nd Ave, North Nashville. You guys know the zip code, not like that matters. September 14th at 7 p.m., and we hope to see everybody there. It's going to be a hell of a good time. We're going to have fun. We're going to somehow convince each other that Will Levis can take us to the promised land, even though it's been tough. And we're going to get a little buzz while we do it. So anything else you want to share before we wrap up, fellas?
Cannot wait for Saturday.
What kind of pizza you guys want tomorrow night, all right? Plain or pep?
You're not going to like my request. If I had to, I would tell you pepperoni and green olives. That's my go-to.
Ooh, see, I respect that, Sal, because I get a lot of heat for what I like to put on my pizza. Onions.
Oh yeah, onions. There's nothing onions don't go well with. That's not sweet, obviously.
And Jarett, if you want to drink fucking IPAs, bring them yourself because I ain't buying them.
I had a little fun fact that you always keep saying it. You throw it on a podcast. You send it a text message. Jarett has not drank an IPA in a long time. It's straight bourbon or just beer now.
Well, I'm looking forward to hosting you two. We just set up our crib, so one of you guys can sleep in there, one of you guys can sleep on the couch.
Perfect. I already do that now. So what the hell's the difference?
Whoever's taller will sleep on the couch. We'll figure that out.
Nice couch. It's a nice couch.
I'm bringing the blow up. It's all good.
All right.
Alrighty.
Looking forward to it.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap up as we're planning our trip in front of everyone. It's gonna be a great time, guys. I hope to see every last one of you. Almost nearly 2,000 of you, and that's climbing as well. Please share the show, like, comment, subscribe, press that bell so you don't miss any of our shows. The more support, the more we're going to be able to do. And this coming trip is going to be our first really awesome thing that we get to do, all because of your guys' support and how much you guys watch us and talk to us and whatnot. So that's going to do it for us, guys. We'll see you on the flip. And as always, tighten up. It's wheels up to Tennessee, baby. Shane, send us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.